So Lizzie, as our businesses grow as well, what should we be prepared for?
I think the most important thing is just to stay organised, try and stay on top of all the paperwork, because sometimes it can feel overwhelming, but just taking little steps to stay on top of it and make sure it's well organised and accessible is really important. So, for example, do all your customers sign the terms and conditions that you give to them, and then do you file them away properly so that they can then be found, and if need be, do you submit all your filings on time to Companies House? Do you keep all your accounting records properly? Do you get signed terms back from your employees, etc.? I think that's really important because it allows you to make the most of opportunities that might be available to you. So we talked earlier about if you're seeking investment, investors are going to want to know that your business is run properly and that it's well organised, and being able to furnish that evidence to support that is really, really important. Similarly, if you want to sell products in certain vicinities and take advantage of certain selling opportunities, again, your customers are going to want to know that you're well organised. Similarly, if you want to attract good staff and good personnel, they're going to want to have the confidence that this is a strong, well organised business.
So it's interesting, isn't it, that just being organised and just staying on top of your paperwork tells a really important story about how well managed and how stable you are as a business.
Exactly. It gives people like investors the confidence that you're protecting yourselves against risk, and that's really important for them to know.
I was quite struck the other day. I was having a conversation with one of my founder friends, and they are about to sign a very, very big sales contract with a UK supermarket, huge UK supermarket. And they'd got a form back that had sort of list of, I guess, due diligence on the part of the supermarket. And the questions on it were all sorts of questions such as, have you got contracts in place? Have you got insurance in place? Have you done this? Are your filings up to date? Even to the point where apparently when the piece of paper was handed to them or emailed to them, whichever way it happened, the person who sent it to them said, yeah, we've looked you up on Companies House so we can see all your filings up to date. And it's a bit like being stalked. And, and my friend who was relaying this story was saying, oh my goodness. But I think if you are a small business and, as you say, you've got these aspirations to sell, to hire, to take on money, I mean, whatever we do as small businesses, at least one of those aspirations is going to be something that we want to do. So just staying on top of our paperwork actually gives that really good reflection on us of being someone who you can partner with or buy from or go and work for.
And you don't necessarily need to do it on your own. If you're the CEO of your business and you're growing it and you're managing it, you might need to seek help elsewhere to help you stay on top of things. So, delegate within your company if the internal resources are there, or seek help, outside. People like Wilks and Farillio are a great source of help for that. We can take care of things like your Companies House filings for you and staying on top of your confirmation statements. People like Bofix can help with your accounts. So you don't always need to necessarily manage everything on your own. And, as your business does grow and does expand, it's really useful to have a team of people around you that you feel really confident picking up the phone to, if you need to know something, and that just have been with you from the beginning and know your business inside out, because it means you don't have to keep explaining yourself to somebody new, and you've just got people around you who support you and understand your business.
I mean, I think that's such good advice. It's one of the things that struck me when I started Farillio, that as large businesses have this huge benefit of being able to pick the phone up without worrying about budget, without worrying about who they're asking the question to, because those people are generally established advisors for some time. You just ask a question, you get your answer, and you move on. And as small businesses, we don't have that luxury. We often don't know where to go and who to turn to or who to trust. We don't really know what we're asking a lot of the times. I think that advice about, find the right people and the right solutions, have them from the start, and then actually you've got the benefit that large organisations have, which is, as I have today, a quick phone call to say, am I being a bit idiotic about this? This has happened. What do I do? And it's a very quick, incredibly affordable service that I get back from you guys. That's effectively what we're trying to create, isn't it? But sense of team today to build tomorrow. And what I love as well about a lot of the things that have cost us a bit of money as we've set up and as we've started to grow is a lot of the time you pay once and then you're rinsing and repeating because you know what you're doing, and you're not going back and paying every single time. You know, you've got what you need in your Farillio account, or your advisors know, so it's a quick question. Sometimes there isn't a charge attached to it because it's one of those naughty questions where you're yes, now go away and leave me to deal with people I do need to be helping. That's a real benefit, isn't it? Just breaking it down and building on really strong foundations.
I think it's really important that you feel like you've got a relationship with someone where you can pick up the phone and ask the dumb question, and you're not worried about being sort of charged through the nose just for that one phone call. I think that's really important. And a good legal advisor or an accountant should be somebody that you can trust, that will point you in the right direction, without it necessarily, costing through the roof every single time. That's just really important to have that relationship.
I think the other thing, and one of the huge benefits of working with you guys as well, has been the joined up nature of how you run business too. So our tax advisors are well known to you. You work with them all the time. Again, you've got that real familiarity of professionals who are used to working together. They know each other's ways. Again, it's super efficient, but that keeps it much more affordable too.
Yeah,
that joined up sense of team is really valuable even amongst your advisors.